So next process is our diffusion and ion implantation method. These two process or two methods are basically used for our semiconductor doping process, or to change the semiconductor property from p type or from intrinsic to p type or intrinsic to n type material. So this two process or method is just used for doping process. So first one is your diffusion. If we defined as that dopant atom move from the surface into Si or wafer by thermal agitation or thermal means, or some substitutional diffusion mechanism. But on the other hand, ion implantation, dopants are forcefully added into that silicon by some ion bombardment process or ion beam injection process. So that's why it's called a ion implantation process. Next we just describe the why basic necessity or need for our doping. So we know that we can fabricate our p-n junction diode. One side may be doped with some trivalent element, on another side will be doped with a group 5 element, so that we can form some p-n junction device or p-n junction diode by using this diffusion or doping process. And basically this is also used to change the conductivity level of our semiconductor material, and we also form our base emitter and resistor also in a bipolar devices, and also source and drain in case of your MOS device. We can dope a polysilicon layer also. So these are the basic need for our doping process, and this doping is divided into two parts. One is called your diffusion process, another technique is called ion implantation process. Now let us move on to some comparative study of these two processes, that is diffusion and ion implantation process. Here the diffusion will take place at a high temperature and hard mask SiO2 layer, and in case of your ion implantation it will take place at a low temperature and pure mask. And diffusion process is basically provide your isotopic dopant profile, that means in a particular direction it will be diffused. In case of your ion implantation process, it will give some anisotropic profile, dopant profile, that means all the direction you can control the diffusion, or it can control the doping process. It cannot independently control the dopant concentration and junction depth, but in case of your ion implantation process they can be controlled independently, and dopant concentration and junction depth. So this figure shows some idea about our diffusion and ion implantation process. So our next diffusion process mainly consists of two steps. One is called your pre-deposition method, another is called, next step is called drive-in method. In case of your pre-deposition method, this wafer wafer that will be doped with some dopant gas, through that some dopant gas, and that dopant will penetrate some portion of SiO2 layer. So that is also called your dose control, and this process is called your pre-deposition method. Just to put a dopant atom or dopant gas dopant atom on the surface of our silicon wafer. Next process is called drive-in method. In this method our wafer is heated continuously and in a controlled manner, so that this atom dopant atom will be distributed in that required region. So this is called your drive-in method. So these two processes or two steps are required for a diffusion process. So next one is our ion implantation method. in that ion implantation method, it is advantage is that it will be a contamination free, and the dominant and accurate and low temperature doping methods, and excellent control for a dose with a large range, no equilibrium process, good control of implant depth with energy kilo electron volt to mega electron volt, and repairing crystal damage and dopant activation requires annealing, which can cause dopant diffusion and loss of depth control. So wide choice of masking material. So this concept is that some sources, ion sources are there, and that ion sources will be accelerated through some chamber that is called ion implanter, and that will move through some magnetic mass separation will be there, and some accelerators are there, and there will be some scanning plate that will scan that material or ion both in the x direction and y direction, and this wafer will be rotating with some spinning holder. So that's why there will be some uniform doping by using some ion implantation method. So here some schematic of your ion implanter shown in the figure. The ion are moving through that ion chamber, and ion analyzer, magnetic analyzer will be there that will bend or move in a particular direction, and there will be acceleration tube, and so the ions will be accelerated and lens will concentrate in a particular direction, and there will be some scanning. So along x direction and y direction, here there will be some rotating wafer holder. So the wafer will be rotating, and so there will be bombardment of that ion on that wafer part, and the distribution on that bombardment will be uniform, and depending upon that rotation of that wafer as well as the scanning part of that beam, so there will be uniform ion implantation or doping process by using ion implanter method. Next we just give some performance wise comparison of diffusion and ion implantation. So the diffusion is basically a cheaper and very simple process. It will consist of only two steps. One is called pre-deposition method and dry-bin method, and dopants also diffuse unevenly, and that is the main problem in case of your diffusion process. But in case of your ion implantation process, it is also much more expensive compared to our diffusion process, and it is also complex, and it does not require any high temperature, and also allow the greater control of dopant concentration and profile, as I have already told you, because the scanning and the rotational speed will decide the doping concentration on that wafer part. So it is an anisotropic process, so therefore does not spread the dopant implant as much as diffusion. So it depends, you can control the dopant concentration. So this is the biggest advantage of our ion implantation method compared to that of our diffusion method. So thank you, that's all.